Here we are at example 4 from our 5.2, number 2 set of notes. We're asked to graph the polynomial with an odd degree and negative leading coefficient, though, that has to pass through these 3 points. So let's first start out and just plot the points on the graph so we can get kind of a feel for what's going on here. We have 0, negative 1. So 0, negative 1 is right here. Negative 1, 0. And 2, and 2, 2. Now, we have to basically connect these 3 points using a polynomial with an odd degree and a negative leading coefficient. Well, if we're talking about an odd degree, we know that we have an S shape. So it's either doing something like that or something like this. This one has the positive leading coefficient. This guy would have our negative leading coefficient. So we need that negative leading coefficient, and as a result, we're creating an S that has this kind of shape. Yet, it has to pass through these 3 points. So now we have to get a little more creative. The top left, as you go this way, we know that we are going upwards. So as x goes toward negative infinity, our f of x is going toward positive infinity. And yet it has to pass through these points. So we should see an image doing something like this. Now it gets a little trickier though, because according to what it should come out to be in the end, we see that it continues to go down towards negative infinity. Now, how this actually interacts though is we have to also pass through this other point. Well, there's nothing that doesn't say that we can't go back up, connect to the point, and then come back down. Because now notice, we've gone through all 3 points, and yet we're still holding true to what this general shape of the graph should look like. And so this is more or less what our graph, this is basically a polynomial that kind of satisfies all of those conditions. It's passing through those 3 points. It has an odd degree as well as a negative leading coefficient. So sometimes it just takes a little being creative with the graph and seeing how they all kind of interact with one another. Again, though, that is example 4 from our 5.2, number 2 set of notes.